Good evening, Cryptid fans. Hey, we're back. We took a week off last week for Jeffrey. For little
Almost
Jeffrey.
died from that ear infection.
Jeffrey's having a bad 2 weeks. I'm sure if Jeffrey's got your phone number, you already know. But Jeffrey had a bad incident with his young female puppy, and it's not too good. It's got a broken leg, and
the cute little one.
Yes, yeah, Maggie.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a shame, but she's going to be on the mend here very soon.
Yeah, after that gigantic bill that I just.
Well, it's like having a kid. So
yeah, their family.
And then last week I had that ear infection and about put me in the. I was going to put me in an early grave. I haven't been so miserable in years.
Yep.
Well, now you know how we feel.
Yeah. Wait till you get old. You'll know what pain and anger and big hospital bills are. But anyway.
I already know what that's like.
But anyway, yeah, we took a break last week, and I thought we was going to have to do it again tonight, but Jeff said, no, I'll be good to go. So, but anyway, how's Chad tonight, buddy?
Hey, I'm super, man. Yeah, getting ready for some rain tonight. Haven't had any rain in a few days. We need more. Why not?
Just rained here. Yep. About an hour ago. We got a great guest tonight. I didn't, it's you got to put two and two together. At least I do. But I do remember her now. As soon as she brought up the Old Outlaws, I said, "Okay, I know them," and now I remember her. So, but anyway, we got Cindy Goodbrake with us, and we're just gonna. I know she's got some good stuff. Got a couple of videos here we're going to show in a little bit, and a couple photos, and we're just going to turn everything over to her and by all means, chat. Yeah, I'm going to turn it all over to you. It's your show tonight.
I just said, are you going to ask questions?
Yeah, we're going to ask questions. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Honey, can you come get the tequila? I'm just kidding.
But anyway, in chat, Chad and I will both be keeping an eye on there. Put your questions in all caps for us. I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer any questions she can for you, and keep it clean. And let's go. Tell us about you. And we obviously, anybody that's familiar with, don't take it wrong when I say the old days of Bigfooting, but when you go back to the outlaw days. But tell us a little bit about you, and from there, any recent occurrences for you and stuff. And you just holler when you want the pictures and videos up.
Okay. Well, hey, how's everybody? How y'all doing? Sorry, I'm cleaning my glasses. Cindy Goodbrake here. It's been a long time since the Outlaws. It's been over 20-something years, man. Those were the beginning days. Yeah. I'm actually I go by Sasquatch Sisters Northwest. I live in North Idaho now, but I'm in East Texas right now. We are from. This is my old residence. We had activity here many, many years ago. And then in 2004, after researching for, 5 or 6 years with some of the best in the field, I've always been outdoorsy. I was raised, I never went out and hunted as a child, but my family did. I was raised in South Texas, in Laredo in South Texas. And then I moved to Dallas, and then my husband, I met him fresh out of Desert Storm here in Dallas, and then we got married, and then in 97, I heard my first Sasquatch howl up in Honobie, of all places, Oklahoma, because my husband has family there up in Tallahena, and we had horses. So we would take our horses up there. But the first time that I ever, I didn't know the mountains were right there. I've always loved Montana. And I told my husband when we went to Montana in 2000 that I would love to, if we ever got the chance to go to, to actually move there. but we didn't. He got stationed up in North Idaho, and I've got all these things that have happened, which we will get into. What time? How long does your show go?
Till it ends.
There's no time limit.
Oh, well, I'm going to have to cut it off then because I can talk for 5 hours. Ask anybody.
We'll have to have you on when we do the marathon.
Yeah.
With
Oh,
Coombo
yes.
and Coombo and Roger.
Yeah, we hope to in our 100th show. If we, I guess we'll try to do. We're going to try to hold off till the 100th show. We're going to try to get Coombo and some others on. So
Turn him.
Yeah, I
turn
just
him
talked.
loose.
I just talked with him. I interviewed him for my book. It's been done for over a year, but we've been editing it, taking our time. So that's my main residence. Even though I stayed here in East Texas. We started snowbirding in 2021. My kids are all grown. It's really really weird. Just this whole journey I've been on and everything that's happened. And so now I spend part of the year in East Texas here, and I've started going back to my old stomping grounds and places I said I'd never go again. Brown Springs, I went there all the time. Honobie all the time, and East Texas, Sam Houston. Boykin Springs is the place I think that we made famous because of just in the early days when the podcast started. Night Callers, as you know, was started by Lori, and now Lauren, she's like a daughter to me. I love her. I remember her when she was little, and we would go on these outings, and she was so little. It was, and now she's. I feel so old. Yeah, I don't pitch tents anymore. I sleep in my Jeep or in my truck. Depends what kind of terrain I have to get at. If I can't take my truck up there, well, mainly in Idaho because we are in areas where there's grizzlies all the time. So we just sleep in our vehicles. Some people will pop tents. Hell no, I sleep in my vehicle so I can wake up and get out of there if I have to because I've had my vehicle, shaked up in the mountains, and just I always back in so I can just leave
Yeah.
or whatever.
move.
Yeah.
I'm still
So-
crazy enough to use hammocks and tents.
No way. Down here, I hate the freaking snakes, the critter. Like, I cannot, like, in this summer, I stayed here to help out with some of the family, and my husband went home. So I didn't see him for 5 months. And that was weird. I call that a deployment because he was gone for so long, but I stayed here and he went back home, and it was just haven't been in Texas. I haven't been in Texas in summer in over 23 years. So I completely was not ready for what hit me. I got poison ivy.
Oh boy.
I had to go. I went through 4 rounds of steroids.
Oh boy.
There's a question real quick here. If you were in the group at Boykin Springs where the Bigfoot came out in the clearing and one took a swipe at a certain outlaw.
Yep, that was a famous night. Yep, I was there. Unfortunately, no. That was a night I'll never. So because of that, I was gonna stop researching. But I'm jumping ahead. So where would y'all like to start?
Jerry.
You
I'm
ask a
sorry, I'm
question.
answering the question. Jeff, ask a question. I'm not ready yet. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting
can
like
start-
an hour intro. So
You can start anywhere you want. It's
Yeah,
like you said, it's your
why don't you
time.
tell us? I'll tell you what. Why don't you tell us about your first interaction?
there's a good one.
So it was Sulphur Springs. I've been up to Honobie like just so many times. I went to go look up land up there just recently, but so here in Texas was I would have to say my first, I don't know, interaction with where I was with a group of people, I don't remember who, and we were in Sulphur Springs, and it was a private residence, and I think there was a preserve around this residence, and someone had night vision, and I don't know, we were upstairs on the second floor of this building, and not a whole lot was going on, and I was kind of bored, and just nothing was going on. And during the day, we had gone out into the woods, and we were checking out the place, and then we went back, and then in the evening time we were upstairs. I don't know if it was a barn or what, but this is one of my first visuals, or that I had really close, but it was nighttime, so someone had night vision, and I came down the stairs to get a drink or something, and then I opened up my trunk, and then I got a Dr. Pepper. I'll never forget, it was a Dr. Pepper, and then I closed my trunk, or someone upstairs said, there's 150 yards or something, 50 feet or something in front of you. I don't remember. They said something, and I just froze. Now, I could not see it, but according to them, it was right there. So I just closed the trunk, and I took a drink of my Dr. Pepper, and then I walked up the stairs. And then I think I looked through the night vision, because I remember seeing a face and teeth, an arm. And so that's just like one of the first times that I remember. And I just that was wild, because it was like right there, and thank God it wasn't daylight, because I think I would have really had a cow.
Yeah, I guess you would have. That would be especially.
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
first
mean,
time. Yeah. So what made you get back out there, really? And did that scare you
so
enough to stay away, or?
no, not that. It was the night that person asked the question. So in 1990, so when I was, so I'll just start from the beginning. When I was little, like I said, my father was a principal and a teacher, and then I had like politicians in my family, and I'm just trying to think here, because we were always at Laredo like all the time, and sometime when I was a little girl, I saw the Patty Gimlin film, and I remember that just really changed my life. It marked me in a way I never forgot. And I didn't like the woods. I didn't like, and like I said, not that we went camping all the time, but it really bothered me, that, because I mean, y'all have seen the video, and as a child, to see that, I asked my father, I was like, is that can't be real? And I don't remember what he said, but moving ahead years later, like 97, we went up to Honobi, and we didn't take our horses. It was just me and my husband, and we went up there to go meet his aunt and to go check out the area, because we were always looking for places to, take our horses to horseback ride. And I also went to like some of the East Texas woods. I don't remember where we would go riding. We would trailer our horses, and we would just be gone. My husband got out of the military from 92 after Desert Storm until 98. So in 97, he was not active duty. So we went up to Honobi, and we were up there camping, and we were sitting around the campfire. And I mean, I'm talking, we were way the hell out there. And I heard the siren sound, what I call the siren sound, and it just went something like, I did a good one the other day. I think
That's good enough.
listening. My husband's listening through the door. Anyway, I can't do podcasts when he's listening. No. Anyway, so the next day, so I was like, what the hell is that? my husband, we're always packing. So he's like, I have no freaking idea. So, I mean, that was that. And then the following day, I was looking around where we were camped at, and I was just like, what was that? And then that was that. And then that following year, I kind of started thinking about it. And I think it was 99 when I went online and I just typed in Bigfoot Sasquatch, and I found all these people. The first person that ever responded to me, because I think I responded on the Gulf Coast Bigfoot Research Board. I was friends with, those were some of the first people I met. Bobby Hamilton, he doesn't live too far from here, because back at that time it was all about monster land, or someone's land. I already forgot his name. I'm so sorry, I forgot your name. Anyway, so the BFRO, I was horrified that there was here in Texas. Like, I thought it was just in Washington, like the Pacific Northwest. So this one person reached out to me. His name is Luke Gross. And
Yeah.
Luke,
Yep. We know Luke.
We know Luke.
y'all should have him on the show.
We have.
Good. We've had him.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Where you been?
Okay.
This is Old Line
I don't
Cryptids. We've had
know.
everybody
I think
on
I
here
have-
but Jumbo.
I think I have dementia. I don't remember anything.
You don't want that, believe me.
In fact, Laurie, it wasn't Laurie, it was Lauren
Lauren.
put us on to Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. So Luke took, like, I hadn't met Lori yet. So I went out with him, and he came out, and my husband, went out, met his wife, and really, nice people, and then with other people. But he is the one who showed me how to go out in the woods and truck and do all the stuff. So then eventually I hooked up with like Lori and Kumbo Bear, all those guys who later were known as the Bigfoot Outlaws. And Kumbo is the one I will give credit to, because we would go to a lot of the different places out here in East Texas, and we had that one night that went down in history. I just talked to Kumbo because I'm writing a book, and I interviewed him. His interview is 17 pages long.
No doubt.
It's not the whole first book.
No doubt.
My editor goes, "This is a chapter." I said, "Well, what? I can't take away from it. That's the condensed version." She's like, "Well, he'll have his own chapter." I'm like, "Okay." Oh, crap. Well, I guess now Kumbo's gonna have his own chapter. So yeah, so we had one night in history where a lot of us went out. I think Mufon was out with us, which it's not a secret anymore. Everyone knows Boykin Springs. No one back in that day that I knew of would go to that area to do any research. I mean, I could be wrong, but we had all kinds of things happen, and Kumbo just taught me a lot, and they were my friends and family. So the one night that all that stuff happened was Mufon was with us. Like, I didn't even remember that. He told me recently, last month, a couple of weeks ago, when I was talking with him. I said, "Can you tell me again what happened that night? Because I know Bear has told me, and I've had to write it down, and I just can you remind me?" So we were just down at this one road that we called Dead End Road. Anyone who's been to Boykin Springs knows the camp is over here, and then the Sexton Pond is over here, and then that's where a lot of people dry camp. And Dead End Road was there, the sawmill. Yeah, so Lori actually found that place. They lived close. I think they lived there close to that area at that time. And so that night, I don't know why Mufon was there, and Kumbo didn't know either, but so there was a lot of us there that night, and we had been hearing all kinds of noises, howls coming out from way back in the woods, and I was standing like right here, and then my best friend at the time, her name was Kelly. She's passed away in 2011, but she was standing like not too far away from me, and all of a sudden, I was frozen, but not like, you know, like for sure frozen. I remember I was trying to like move, and my eyes were like I was like I could see Kelly, and I was fighting it so hard because I knew what they were doing. Well, actually, I didn't know what they were doing. I knew later, but I just I don't know what was going through my head, and I'm sure it was only a couple of seconds. And I was looking at Kelly, and she lit up. Her whole body lit up like I don't even know what that was about or what caused that. And then all of a sudden I was released, me and her at the same time, because I saw her kind of fall, and then I kind of fell. And then, I think Bear is the one who ran to his truck and one sideswiped him. And then Kumbo had his dog, God, what was his dog's name?
Was that Bo?
Yes. Yes. So I was in the back seat, and I forgot who else was sitting next to me. So I think it was Bear, and then Kumbo, and then Bo was right in the front. I think it was Bo. And I couldn't see anything because his butt was right in front of my face. But we were trying to leave, and I think the entrance was blocked. And I remember we had to stop. I think we had like 2 or 3 vehicles. I wiped a lot out of my mind, but I did write it down. So they cleared the way, and then we left. And so that's the night. Something happened to Lori too, but that's her story to tell. So that was a crazy night, and it was because of that I was going to be just done, at least for a while. And then I didn't go out into the woods for a while. And so that was kind of a night that just I don't know, just went down in history.
Out of curiosity, you said that your friend lit up. What did you mean, like lit up? Like,
So I was fighting it really hard. I remember feeling my throat. I was trying to like move, and I couldn't, because when I was young, have you heard of those when you what's the word? Gosh, like sleep paralysis, or like you can't move, like you can't get up. Have you heard
yeah,
heard of that?
Yeah.
sleep
So it was
paralysis. That works perfect. That's good.
100%.
Yeah.
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 okay. I could not freaking move, but I'm standing up, and I wanted to, and I can still remember the intensity of, and I was just like, because Kelly said that my throat was like my lungs, because I was like looking at her like this, and I could just see the energy or whatever you call it. I don't know, like this, she had like this aura around her, like, I don't know what that was, but she was like there was like this yellow haze around her that lit her up her body. And then later, I think I asked about that, but I don't think anyone ever explained that to me. I don't know what that was, but me and her were very, very sick after that night. So, and we've had a lot of things happen here up in Honolulu one day, in southeast, up in Honolulu. I say southeast Oklahoma. Up there, we had taken our horses, and every October we go like with 100 people, and we would be there all week. And this was a family started this ride up in Oklahoma, and my husband was active duty at that time. He got out from 92 to 98, so he was in 14 years already from the time he was out of high school, like in the late 70s, until 92. So he had been living in Germany, and then when he came down here, he had taken off a couple of years. So at that time, he was active duty. Okay, so we're up in the mountains, and we had taken our horses, and I stayed back with my horse, and everyone. I mean, people were at camp. We would, like, take turns with, like, if I did one good ride, Like if I rode all day, we would leave in the morning. Like 80 of us, we would just, I mean, it was a sight to see. Like maybe 50 to 80 of us, we would just take off riding, like, you know, and somebody would have drinks in a Jeep and food in the very back. So if I got a good ride in like that, then I usually stayed back at camp like the next day so someone else could use my horse. But on this one camp out, all I know is I got on my horse because I think he was new. Because I had a horse accident, and I think this was when I got JJ, my new horse. Anyway, and JJ is the perfect horse. He was not papered or anything like that. He was a quarter horse paint, beautiful blue, gray, white, and brown markings on him. And his disposition was so good. A kid could just hop on him. I never had to, like run him or do anything like that. I could just put a saddle on him. So I go up this hill to go check out this hill. And I've got my dog who her name was Roxy. She was half coyote and half just, I don't know, Catahoula or something. So she went with me. So I'm climbing up this hill and I'm just, I'm feeling good and I'm trying to like branch out on my own because I was very scared to get back in the saddle. So I was going up the hill and then I think when I got to the top, I looked down at my dog because I could feel like something underneath the saddle and then on my legs because I looked down at my horse and his flanks were started ticking, like something was bothering him. And then just like that, my dog took off and my horse whipped around and my left foot came out of the stirrup and I was just like hanging on. I don't even know. Yeah, so I got back down by the water and I got off of him and I think we took him in the creek, but he was fine. I think someone said, "Is like, what happened?" But I smelled cinnamon. Don't ask me what. Don't ask me what. Yeah, I know, and I've smelt it up in north too. Some of the elders from the Spokane tribe that I work with said that I could be mistaken that for a floral scent. I don't know, but another night in Honolulu, I had to. We had our favorite places to park, always by the water. And I had to get up because I left my inhaler in the truck. So I didn't want to wake up my husband or ask him to go. So I just quietly tiptoed out of the truck and I went through the woods and I heard something walking now I had been researching already. This is like 2000 maybe. And my younger son wasn't even born yet. My older son was, I don't know, 4, 95, 96, 97, 99, 2000, maybe 5. So he was there. So I was walking back to the truck and I could hear like walking, flanking me. And I'm like, I stopped and I knew what it was. And I was just like, I just went to the truck, opened up the door and it's going ding, ding, ding. And then I shut the truck because, I didn't want to wake anybody up. And then I walked back to camp and it followed me back to camp. And I was scared, but I wasn't. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know why I'm yawning. I don't know why why I wasn't really terrified, probably because I had been researching maybe more at that time. So we had a lot of things happen. And when that event happened, the siege of Honolulu, I'm pretty sure I was there that weekend up in the mountains when that happened at the Humphreys cabin. I might have been there somewhere up in the mountains. I don't know because we were there all the time. I didn't even know that happened. My aunt knows, our family knows theirs. And so she contacted me and said, hey, why do y'all got to come up here and go riding all the time? I'm like, what do you mean, why? It's what we do. And she's like, well, and then she told me what happened, but she also said that she had spoken with the family. This is before it got really crazy for them. And then after that, it got really crazy. And then I was like, I was there, or maybe I was there. I don't know for sure, but I know at that time we were there all the time riding. And because it was only 3.5 hours away. So then, life went on, and then because of that one incident at Boykin Springs, I didn't go back into the woods for a while, and then I've just been to a lot of places, researching, had a lot of things happen, and then my husband put in paperwork to be transferred, and we ended up in North Idaho, and that is when everything got more crazy. My life changed even more because I was going to close that door. First off, my husband is not into this topic, but before we moved up north, I'll quickly tell you what happened to him. I wanted him to have an encounter because, like I said, he's not into this topic, even though he's heard things up north. But he had a sighting in Oklahoma. I was like 8 months pregnant, and I had just come back from a camping trip somewhere up in Oklahoma with all the outlaws, but I didn't do a lot because I was like out to here and I was pregnant. And so then when I came home, I think after that my husband and some of our friends went back to Hono Beach to go horseback riding, and they were on a trail. So when they came back, my husband told me what happened to him. Our two friends were in front of us, and the trail went like that. The fire break went straight. So my husband wears glasses, and so they were going left, and then he saw something standing. So he's coming last, and before he's turning that way, he saw something standing bipedally by a tree, and he like got his glasses and put them on, and he's like, he saw a gray and black Sasquatch standing next to the tree,
Wow.
and then it went back in the woods, just like, hey, see me. And then it went back in the woods, and then I heard about that. So that was pretty much the end of that. And then we moved up to North Idaho, and things just got really, really crazy. Did anybody have any questions? I thought I saw something. Or did someone? Maybe
Yeah, we
I'm
just
saying things.
make comments.
Did your husband?
I got a
did your-
good question.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Were you there the night that the booger grabbed the woman from underneath of the truck? You weren't
I don't
there
think
for
so.
that? Okay. That would have been
I don't
some
think so.
time after Boykin Springs, I think. I
Yeah,
remember
because a lot of
Kundo
things
talking about it.
I don't remember. I don't think so, because they still had adventures after I moved, and that was really hard because we were like family. And I remember Kelly, she passed away in 2011. She
Yeah.
bought me this bracelet, and it had horses and everything on it. And I was standing in front of my office in Dallas, and I was crying. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna miss you guys," but I mean, it is what it is. And so my husband left first to go to North Idaho. His background is nuclear biological warfare,
Oh, wow.
something
Okay.
like.
Wow.
Keep him on your good side.
Even close.
And
He knows what's going to happen, and
Yeah.
protect you.
well, he's also over the motor pool, like the mechanic. So he went to Desert Storm, so to this day he hates sand in your underwear. I
Who
hear
likes
about that
sand in
all
their
the time.
underwear? Good Lord, that's terrible.
Well, anyway, that's just it. He's probably like, don't be saying that. Anyway, so
So you
he's
say
probably
things
like,
got crazy in Idaho.
say what?
You said you moved to Idaho, and that's when it got crazy.
Yes. Okay. So my husband went first to Idaho, and I stayed back because I had to quit my career. He left January 2004, and my youngest was 12 months old, or something like that. So now he's 22. Isn't that crazy? And my oldest is 30. So I feel so old. Okay, so he gets up to Idaho. Well, actually, he stops on the I-90. It's there's two passes that go from Missoula. You come from Montana. You go over Lolo Pass and the 4th of July Pass, and he stopped in Wallace, Idaho. That's one of my favorite places to go. We were actually looking at land right now online up in that area, but everything's so expensive now. So he called me from Wallace, Idaho, and he said, "Guess what?" And I'm here at our house, and he's like, "It's snowing." I'm like, "Ah." So he had to put chains on our truck, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm not, I was already stressed out, and I was here at home." So that was, one of the things. So he was living in a temporary housing apartment. And then he found us a house. But I'm going to tell you how my life changed and how, things were happening that were just falling into place, because these are not coincidences. He was looking for a house, and I said, all I ask is that there's no woods. No woods. Just get some open land, and I don't care if we put a trailer on there. I don't care. But he didn't have a lot of time, so he found our house. It's at the bottom of this mountain called Hoodoo, and yes, the Indians named it. And I finished out in May at my job, or the end of May. And then my husband drove down here to haul our horses up. The army had come and moved all of our stuff, and so we hit the road. It took us 4 days. It was awesome. There was a lot of people very patriotic at that time. We would board our horses at different ranches along the way, and when we got to Sheridan, Wyoming, we stopped at this place, and these people wouldn't even let us pay. It was awesome, And then same with and I will never forget when I was in the truck and we were pulling this 38-foot horse trailer, and we were going over the passes, and then we came around I-90 into Coeur d'Alene. I will never forget seeing that blue Coeur d'Alene lake, and then later the Pend d'Oreille. And I was like, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. And he's like, I told you. So, but when I was here in Texas, my husband, he moved into the house first, and then they put up a fence like really quick, because nobody had, like that was all virgin land. So, our house was actually freshly built, and it wasn't even finished inside when we bought the house. It was insane. There was nothing else out there. Nobody put a bid on this house. This is what I'm telling you. He sent me pictures of the house. I'm like, hell no. There's no freaking way. I was in a meeting in Dallas, and I was like, I got out of that meeting, and I said, there's no way. But there was nothing else affordable. And here's what's crazy. That place was only a fraction of what other places that were dumps were charging. So he put a bid on it. We got it. And then before the ink was dry, we were having offers coming in, 40,000 more, 60,000 more. And then these people were saying, we didn't see that on the MLS. How come we didn't see that on the MLS? It was like nobody could see this house but us. I'm just saying. So when we pulled up into our road, the first thing, so our road is like really, really skinny. Did I send you a picture of a road?
Oh, if you did.
Did you get a picture of a road?
I got a night
No?
shot.
Okay.
Got a night shot
Can you
of the
show
road.
that?
Sure.
That's my road.
It probably looks like a trail.
My goodness. Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Second.
Can you show it or no?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Yep.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So,
Okay.
so we're going down this road. Of course, it's daylight, and he stops and he says, "That's ours." All the, and I could see the fence line. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Out your road.
Yeah.
I can just imagine
That's my-
something stepping out into the middle of the road there.
But
Yeah. So
you said no woods, no trees, no woods.
Yeah.
exactly. But there was nothing else available, so he put a bid on that house, and then we got it, and then it was like we were meant to live there. So because people were saying, hey, we didn't see that house on the MLS, and we're all like, that house was on the MLS. I don't know. So when we pulled up, I was like, this is freaking crazy. Well, I said another word, but I was like, this is insane. And he's like, I was like, oh man, seriously. And then my horses were hitting the trailer, so I'm like, okay, let's pull in. And right away, I saw like these freaking big structure. I'm like, what is that? And my husband said, I thought you were done researching. I was like, but has that always been there? He's like, I've been here 3 weeks. I mean, I guess. I'm like, oh crap. Major structure right up to the right side of my property. So we pulled in, got down. The kids were in the back seat. We had 3 dogs. A friend of my husband's that he met up in Coeur d'Alene drove my vehicle up. And so I got down and I was looking around, and my horses were wanting out. But I just could not believe it. It was the first thing I smelled was the white pines. I will never forget that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is something else. And my husband had heard wolves at night, and he could hear the elk bugling. So from being from Texas, that's a big deal. So I we put our horses up, and then we walked through the property. I saw a lot of stuff, just like bends, just all kinds of things. And I'm like, you are kidding me. And then I walked into the neighboring property, 10 acres, and across 10 acres, all of it's empty. So here's my house, there's that road, and then there's another empty road, then Huji Mountain goes up. So from my kids were little, so the army came, brought our furniture, and I sat on the front porch crying because I was missing Texas. I was really overwhelmed. And then the next day, when I woke up, I got some coffee, and I put my boots on, and I went outside like in the dawn to feed the horses. And so this was my routine. My husband and his friend had built this really ugly shelter. And I mean, it's like Sanford and Son ugly, okay? They basically cut pine trees from our woods and made like this barn, but it had no roof. So because he was at the armory, he dragged home this freaking big ass circus tent that's green, and they put that on top. And do you know that thing lasted 20 years? And so when you look
Those
for my
things are
house,
impressive.
You can't beat that military canvas.
no. And I still have that stupid tent up home. Anyway, so when you do like Google Earth and look for my home, you can see that green thing. So it was an eyesore for at least 20 years, and then it finally collapsed a couple of years ago. So anyway, so from day one, day two, things started happening. I was hearing things outside. I would go outside, and I would hear like, because the mountain's right there, and they call it the hoodoos. Montana's not too far away, so I started hearing like roars off the mountain. That became normal. I heard a ton of stick breaking out in the woods, and I would be like, nothing's there. And there was, on the other properties that we got to walk around, there was just a lot of like these teepee things that I found, and just, I mean, I was just like, oh my God. And then one day, like 3 days later, I think no, they had brought our furniture already, but I was unpacking, and a neighbor came over. So here's my house. The acreage in front, it was like 10 acres. It's all empty, but everything is all wooded. It's like everything around me is all wooded. So the property next to me, to my right, was wooded as well. The neighbors across they had a young kid that was the age of my older son. My older son was like 8 when we moved to Idaho. So they became friends. So Heather, my neighbor, came over one day because I had to unpack all this crap. And, we just got to talking and quit it, dog. So we were just talking, and I told her what I was into. And then she would say, "Oh my gosh!" And then it just started, one thing after another. And then like I would wake up and there would be like rocks on my front porch. Um, I would be outside at night trying to hear things. And at that time we had this small four-wheeler, not like all the crap we have now up north. And I would take that like around the block, and that's how I would put my son to sleep. He was 18 months, maybe 18 months, yeah. So I would hold him and I would go kind of like up the mountain, but not really, because I didn't pack at that time. I didn't feel comfortable with, guns or anything like that, which is really stupid. So I would put him to sleep that way. And then one day, I was on the four-wheeler with him, and of course, I'm the only one home. My husband's off at work, and I hear this scream, and I stop because the road is like that, and there's nothing but woods all around. And I don't know if it's a mountain lion, but it was just loud. I mean, my hair just went, and I went, holy! I just like looked. I'm holding my son, and he's little, and I mean, I'm telling you, I'm not far from my house. So I just take off, and we get out of there. I hit the power line road, and I look back, and I swear I thought I saw something run across, the road like that. And it's freaking broad daylight. And I'm like, okay, I just went home. I put him to bed, and I was sitting on the front porch, and then I get a phone call. It was a police officer, and he was out of Athol, Texas, and we were just talking, and he told me he took a phone call of a hairy man sighting, and it's listed on the BO4O website. So then we were just talking about, and then life just happened. The kids got older. In 2005, I found tracks on my property. One day my horse's manes had been messed with, and we don't have barbed wire up there, and the trees up there are not going to do these intricate witches knots, as I like to call them. So I don't know what did that, but it was on my husband's horse. He had a thoroughbred. Her name was Isla. She was like red in color, and this ugly building there that we would store their feed in there and the hay, and then I would feed them down here with water, like off to the right. And one morning I went out there and I found tracks by the water, and I'm like, wow. So I call my son, my older son John. He was like he was 8 or 9 at the time because it was 2005. Yeah, it was 9. He was 9. So he ran out and he said, Bigfoot, like that. And I was like, yeah. So I covered it up with like this big bucket, but then I uncovered it a couple of days later because it was going to rain. So at that time, I wasn't really I never was really into a lot of equipment or anything like that. I've heard every roar, every cooing sound, every moan, every sing song. I've heard it all. As a matter of fact, in Texas, Lori was in a vehicle with some other people, and I cannot remember who those people were, but they did like this experiment. I don't know if you want to call it an experiment, but Lauren has that audio because the same thing happened to me in North Idaho. I conducted an experiment in October of 2004. I will never forget that. So what happened in East Texas is Lori was in this vehicle with other people, and back then you had the old recorders, remember, where you connected the microphone and it went out the window? That equipment back in the day that now is like dinosaur. Well, they had someone made a call. I don't know if it was a distress call, but you could hear this whole chorus of them coming. They came, and then it erupts, and then you can hear like the alpha male or the alpha female, whatever, and then it just goes silent. And Lauren has that audio. I have a copy of it too somewhere, because Lori made copies of those and she handed them out to us, and I have it somewhere. So the same thing happened to me in 2004 of October. I took a friend that I met, and we went up part of Hoodoo Mountain, and I told her, hey, let's conduct it. I want to see if I can conduct this experiment of what happened to my friends in East Texas. So we went up Hoodoo Mountain. I don't know, not very high up. And I backed my vehicle up, and I just tried to make a call. Like I don't do that today, but that's what I did at that time. And it was like 10 minutes later, my friend was like, well, is anything going to happen? I'm like, I don't know, Susan, but shut up. Okay, be quiet, because I don't know. Let's just listen. So we were just kind of bored, and it was she had no patience. So I said, okay, let's go to the other side of the mountain. So I went back down like 2 miles down the mountain, and then I went to the other side of Hoodoo, and it was insane. I made the same call, and within 5 minutes, you could hear where I just left a whole bunch of them coming
wow.
in, and and holy crap, excuse me, they did like that, the sing song audio that I sent you, when not my dog barking. I can compare it to something like that, and you could hear them coming. And man, Susan hopped in that Jeep, so then I got scared. I'm like, shit. Sorry, I cussed. I was trying to go ahead.
I don't think anybody said anything.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, sorry. So I hopped in my vehicle, and I turned around, and then I didn't even go home. I think I went to the main county road. So I had to drive down 3 big logging roads. I got on the county road, and then I just backtracked back. I did like maybe 8 extra miles, and then I went to my home. And then Susan was so freaked out and scared. She goes, that sounds like your audio from Texas. And I said, right. So it worked. I don't know. You have an audio of what I call the sing song. Can you play that?
Sing song. Yeah, I actually had a picture. You were talking about tree structures. You sent a picture too, and
Okay.
I've been trying to butt in, but I didn't want to cut you off. Did you? Is that
That,
from a different time period, or
which one did I send you?
you said
I forgot.
tree structure? Let me just show that real quick, then I'll pull that audio up. Maybe that's
Okay.
you talking about.
No, that's not. Oh,
Okay,
so that's from my North Idaho home.
okay,
Wow.
because you were just talking about a tree structure. Whenever you arrived up there the first time, I thought maybe that was.
Yeah, no, that one was over 24 years ago, 20 something years ago. So that one it's pretty much old and gone. But that's a recent, not a recent one, like a year ago, that I found in the area. So yeah, that one was a huge asteroid that was like 15 feet tall. That was up on the mountain, and I had been kind of like not roared at, but I'm gonna just tell you, I think, man, that was K9. I got Dogman up there too, and I was up there on my 4-wheeler, and I knew I shouldn't have gone in there, because I felt that energy, because I was going up 2550, the main road that goes up Hoodoo. And then I went down this back way because I saw these guys in their vehicle, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm up here by myself. So I took this different trail. And then I'm friends with the gate, what I call it the gatekeeper, and he said I could go through there because, you know, I'm short. And my four-wheeler was a little, so I went under the gate, and I just kept going, and then I just felt like really creepy, and I was like looking around, and the road was not traveled on it. It hadn't been traveled by any logging truck or nothing because the grass was going up and down in the center of the trail, and it was whipping my four-wheeler underneath, and I was thinking, damn. And then I saw this road, this steep road, and I thought, hell, I ain't taking my four-wheeler up there. So, but I thought, man, logging trucks go up there? That's crazy. So I started walking up, and that was when I found that structure.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Which audio
Yeah.
file did you want me to play? You have two of them here.
The sing song one, not the one that's barking.
Okay.
Okay, not the one on the spectrum, the other
Right.
one.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, that's it.
I'm gonna play it again real quick. I usually try to play them twice.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm in my kitchen. That's 2018. But that's the same thing that I heard in 2004 October because I wanted to, I don't know, let them know I was there. I mean, they knew. I don't know. We would go horseback riding, and they would throw rocks at us. So, but that night, I heard something similar to that. You could hear the distinct one, but right when they came up to us, it got really quiet. Now, I did start my vehicle, and I was like, "Let's get out of here." So that next morning, though, I found like stuff on my front porch, and at that time I didn't have a doggy door. So when you open up my front door, you can see Hoodoo Mountain. I mean, I'm not kidding you. This house was built in the perfect spot because my driveway was cut into the woods that I can see the mountain. So that happened in 2004. And I mean, not that audio, but my story was 2004. And then after that, things just ramped up. I found a ton of different structures. I would hear different things. One of the things I love to do is to track structures and teepees and game trails and just see what I can find. Like when I go to a new area. But that night was insane, and my friend Susan was so scared. And then after that is when things started ramping up on my property. So from 2004 to 2017, I'm just gonna cram all those years together. A lot of things happened, which obviously I can't go all into. But my kids grew up. My kids had encounters. My older son was camping in 2007. And he was sleeping in our back property in a tent in April, and it still is very cold. He heard heavy walking around the tent. Him and his friends were in the tent, and they thought it was us playing a trick on them. So my older son has had other things happen at his friend's house, which is on the other side of Hoodoo Mountain, because they have 60 acres and they're more deeper into the mountain. So like bear come onto their property. So my younger son has had a lot of things happen. I mean, we could do a whole show on just my son. As a matter of fact, he called me tonight. Man, I wish we could get him on the show. Hey, can somebody call him? See if he answers. Can you do that or no?
What's that?
Okay, I'll just tell you what happened to him. So he calls me tonight. He's up there bear hunting, or he was doing something up there. I'm sorry, not tonight. It was two days ago. So he was up on Hoodoo Mountain, and he hiked into this like valley, into this canyon. He parked his truck and he hiked in where bear are known to be there. And he heard this loud, like just roar, or like a knock so loud it rang out through the valley. Now this kid is like Daniel Boone. I mean, he's 22 now. He is always up in the mountains, and he can do everything up there. He can survive. He can do this. I mean, my kids grew up there in the mountains, and they're pretty good. My youngest is a very good survivalist, I would think. So he was in this valley and he heard like the loudest knock. And he told me today, he said, Mom, that rang out through the area. And I forgot what kind of gun he said he had, but he said it could kill an elephant. It could bring down a big elk. A big moose. He said, man, I was like, to heck with this. But he said something else. And he started to hike out. And then when he got closer to his truck, it happened again. And he's like, I'm out of here. So I was like, oh. He said that he found these crazy structures, and there was a big nest up there. A big nest off the ground, like the other guys found nest in the over there in the OP. He said, Mom, this was like a nest. Like I could get in this nest. I was like, was it on the ground? He said, no, it was in the trees. I was like, did you take a picture of it? He said, no, because he was trying to get the hell out of there. So he's going to try to go back. He might have gone back to this evening up there, and he's going to try to get a picture of it, because it's really cold up there, and I don't know if I'm sure it snowed already up in the mountains. So in 2000, so a lot of things have happened, but that audio that y'all heard, I call that the sing song. And you hear me talking on that audio. I'm in the kitchen and I'm telling my younger son, the same kid, he's 22. I think at the time he was 14? I don't know how old he was, but I heard shower, so I was like, get in the shower, whatever. I don't know. So my property is all nothing but woods and everything around me. So I put my audio recorder in the backyard this time, and it caught that. So just a lot of things have happened. In 2006, I heard the female for the first time. My husband got a phone call. The unit was going to go to Iraq, and his job is to get them ready. And he had been getting them ready. I did family support for the Army since I quit my career. Man, we were so poor, it wasn't even funny. I didn't know how to coupon or save money. So it was so hard. It was like a culture shock for me, because if I wanted something, I'd go to the store and buy it. But I worked full time before we moved up there. So one night we were actually gone at the base. My husband didn't work at the base, but by Spokane, Washington. Spokane, Washington is right here. So here's Idaho, here's Spokane, here's where I live, like right over across the border. So we had been gone at the air base all that day, and he did not go into his office. So when we came home, the phone rang, and it was my best friend, the commander's wife. And she was like, "Hey, is your husband, is Ron around?" I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "So how do you feel?" I'm like, "What do you mean, how do I feel?" She's like, I said, "About what?" And then I got this feeling in the pit of my stomach, and she said, they're going, it's official. I'm like, yeah, they've been saying that for years. She's like, no, Cindy, I'm calling because Scott, her husband, needs to talk. They do the phone chain thing. She said, no, it's been signed. The colonel, whoever signed it. I'm like, so it's really happening. She's like, yeah, it's my first deployment. So I'm like, well, crap. I've, you know, so I'm holding the kitchen cabinet open. I look at the time, and it's like time stood still, and in walks my husband, and he looks over at me, and I'm like, the phone's for you. It's Scott. Every time I tell the story, I cry because being a military wife, people just don't understand. It's really hard. So I handed him the phone, and he goes, I don't know why I'm crying. This is stupid. I handed him the phone, and I said, y'all are going to Afghanistan. And I kind of slammed the kitchen door, the cabinet, and I handed him the phone, and he's like, come here. I'm like, no, just, I'm going to go feed the horses. So I opened up the sliding glass door, and I closed it, and it was so dark outside. That was 2005. And I went to the ugly building with a green tarp on it, and I started to get the horse feed, but it was so dark. And at that time, the light that we had in our backyard was so crappy. And I could see my horse because he's white. Then I can see Isla, she's like red. And then I can see like our other Palomino horse. She was like a Palomino is like a yellow. She's also a quarter horse. But I could see my horse JJ. And so I water them, and I'm looking, and I'm trying to like look in. He still is on the phone, and then I just start crying, and then I walk behind the barn, and I'm just standing there, and all of a sudden I hear this noise. It's like a woo coming, and I just stand up, and I run to the light, and I'm standing there, and then I hear this roar off the mountain. Am I kidding you? And Susan would be calling me 10 minutes later saying, "Oh my God, did you hear that?" Susan was my neighbor, that she was also out feeding her animals. And so I'm standing there frozen, and all of a sudden I know that sound because that happened to us in East Texas. We've heard cooing before, and I've heard that up, I think, in Oklahoma. So I'm standing there, I hear the roar, and my husband hangs up the phone. Our cell phones didn't work in our house, so we had a landline. So I went in the house, and my husband, the phone rang, and it was my neighbor. And I told her I couldn't talk because I wanted to talk to my husband about what's going on, but he didn't really want to talk about it because he wanted to watch the news. It was like no big deal to him. I was just like, so okay, I didn't bring it up at that point. So my neighbor had heard the roar on the mountain. So that is the female. She's come around quite a bit. I've seen her at night close up. She would come around like when a pet would die. We have what I call a pet cemetery. Um, Something happened to my kid. He cut his leg, and he had to get all these stitches, and she came around. My husband had open heart surgery. I heard her in the woods. She does this cooing sound. So she's come around a couple of times. I've seen her only once, like in clear as a bell. She's cinnamon color. So I've seen her. She's come around quite a bit. And so she's a regular thing on my property. So a lot of things have happened over the years, like all these things. And then so now the other things were happening too, paranormal things. Like I was raised very strictly. I'm not into UFOs. Well, I mean, it's interesting, but I wasn't into that. I'm not into like the Ouija board. I'm not into hearing things coming from the woods. But let me just tell you. So in the mornings, I would take my older son to school, and I got a flat tire, so it was dark, and you have to take the kids to the school bus because there's so much moose around. And I said run to the bus stop, and it was dark, so I'm standing there in the dark, and it's kind of like that blue haze of the morning. So I watch him run down to the end of the block, and then he turns, and then I'm looking at my flat tire, and I'm like, dadgummit. I had a Dodge Durango at that time. So I walked 10 acres home, but right when I started walking home, this property that's next to mine, I felt like this energy coming from the woods, and I stopped, and to my horror, I heard my name being called from the freaking woods. I heard Cindy's. I'm like, oh heck no. I said, Jesus Christ, in the name of Jesus Christ. Nope. Nope. Stay back. I don't know what I said. And so then I just stood there, and I was watching the woods, and I stood there, and I was like, what? Someone called my name, show yourself. And then, of course, nothing happened. So I walked home, and I told my husband, and then he had to leave. So that was, he was still active duty at the time. So they sent us to West Virginia for a year, and then I had things happen there, but I won't get into all that. And then I came back, and then, life just went on. A lot of things happened, a lot more paranormal things. Another time, my horse trailer started shaking on its own, like it was shaking. And I thought something got in the horse trailer, and I looked inside, and there was nothing there. There was nothing there. So I dropped to my knees, and I started praying, and I said, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ, because I felt this dread come over me. And I was just like, I ran to my neighbor's house, because I was going over there. So I opened up my front door, and we had a 2-horse trailer, and it was in the driveway, and it was shaking. And I thought maybe like a critter got into there, but it was shaking really bad. So I ran to my neighbor's house, and she's like, what happened to you? I was like, I told her. She went back home with me. We walked through the woods in the dark, and I mean, that road, as y'all saw at night, is how scary it is. So we were looking inside the trailer. There was nothing there. She's like, well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. So I had a lot of things happen like that. And then I got reportings of other things like Dogman. And then I got other audios. My elder son graduated, moved out. And then my younger son had a lot of things happen to him. And I've collected other audios as well. You can play the other one. Of my dog is barking. This is 2018. And it's March 31st because it was spring break. And I put my audio out on the front porch, like literally on my front porch railing. I checked on the kids because my son was out in our toy hauler. He had some friends over, and I was going to bed. And so I left the doggy door open, and I went to bed. And then the next day I played it, and this is what I got. You can
Real
play
quick. Yep. Real quick. Somebody's asking where in West Virginia we're transferred to.
Lewisburg, and
Yep.
he was out of Roncevert.
Ronsford. Yep. I got family in Lewisburg. Yep. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yes. Yep.
I lived off what's the river called? What's that river? The White River?
Patrick.
I don't know, but I lived off that river there, and it had a lot of rabbits anyway
Yeah,
for a
that's
year.
some wild
Yeah, I
woolly
was
land.
just up there 2 weeks ago. I was in Greenbrier
Yep.
on the Greenbrier River.
Greenbrier River.
It's the Greenbrier River. That's it.
Okay.
And I had really. That's really
Yeah,
wow. Cool.
Pat Noble actually lives right there off the Greenbrier.
So it's right there. He's 30 minutes from Greenbrier. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey. Oh, I did not know
All right.
that, Patrick. Yeah, we need to talk. Okay,
I
but
was
yeah,
up there
so
with Patrick. I was up there with Patrick 2 weeks ago.
man, lucky.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful place. But we were just there for a year. Then my husband, that was when he retired in 2007, and then we moved back to North Idaho, and then he actually became a private investigator. But we had to fight for his VA disability rating, and so anyway, and then that was also kind of like when the economy tanked. So we were fortunate that he was able to start a new career. But anyway, so
Pat's sister lives in Lewisburg. I remember that.
wow, that's crazy. I loved that town. That was so much fun. So, but anyway, go ahead.
I would say my uncle lives there, still lives there today. He said when the sun goes down at night, you don't step off the front porch.
Yeah.
Really? In Lewisburg?
Oh yeah. He was back off, not in town. He was back off the mountain there. And he
And
said,
why
you
is
don't
that?
step
Because of
off the-
Bigfoot?
rattlesnakes, et cetera, et cetera. He said you
Well,
still step off the porch at night.
I got a friend of mine, and he's still got family in Pocahontas, and he's told him multiple times. He's like, "Boy, I don't walk out in these woods with anything less than a 7mm Magnum." I'm like, he's like, "I don't go out there after dark either." I'm like, "What in the world is up in that mountain that he's worried about with a 7 mag? Because that's a damn cannon."
Yeah, that's what my son. I forgot what weapon he said he had, but yeah, it sounded like a really big gun. He said it's bigger than a 40, a 50. I don't know. I don't know guns. Anyway, but so it's 2018. My husband is a private investigator. He's gone. I'm home alone. I put my audio out, check on the kids. I go to bed. Okay, so now I have this dog named Gunner. Gunner is a lab that we got
I have
because
one here named Gunner.
All right, Jeff.
really.
He's a beagle, and
Hold that question. We get through this video first.
Okay, so what you're going to hear is Idaho. So all my audios came from Idaho. So okay, so if you want to play the audio.
Sure.
That's pretty much it.
You sure about that? That's pretty accurate.
So that's it.
Okay. Play it again, or are we good? Or I can play it again.
my dogs won't even bark at one.
Well, so here's what happened. We have a running front porch. My property was fenced for the horses, but so now it's 2018. We've gone through a couple of dogs. Obviously, I've lived there for a while since 2004. My younger son, I don't know what grade he was in, 2018. So, I did not close the doggy door. I remember that because Gunner, my lab, the little son of a gun was always taking off. So we put up the fence, and he went through the doggy door, and then he went to the far corner. There's this massive game trail right outside of the fence, and it comes to a T at the back of my property, but it's going forward to Hoodoo, and he was at the corner there, and that's where he was barking. Now, more of this story is my son had friends staying in the RV, and this one kid, I just love him to death, but he would just push my buttons. He told me, my mom says you're crazy. There are no Bigfoot.
Wow.
I said, well, I've been called worse, so there's that. And he says, there are no Bigfoot. I said, really, kid? And I did something I hadn't done in years, because I stopped making calls. I don't do that. I don't go in the woods and bang on trees. I don't do any of that. If you want to do it, that's great. But I mean, I'm just on a different whole other world now. So I said, well, okay, let's go outside. And then we went outside, and my son said, don't do it, Mom. I said, I'm going to do it. I made a call, and, it sounded like probably a dog dying or something, because I didn't know how to make calls anymore. I hadn't made one in years. And so he says, what are you doing? I said, I'm calling them in. And he's like, oh, brother. Well, anyway, within a couple of minutes, I went back in the house, and the kids asked if they could get on the four-wheelers. Now it's cold out. It's March. It still snows. It still blizzards up there. These kids will get all decked out, and they will warm up, and they will get on the four-wheelers, and they will go through state land, and they will go to their friends' houses. So this night, I said, listen, you guys are allowed to go up and down the road and go there and there. You do not go up on the mountain, and that's it. By 10 o'clock, I want y'all home. So what I do is I bless my whole property, because I don't research like that anymore, of where I go out with a lot of equipment. I just so now I'm living on this property. I am the student now. The kids came in later, and they said, we hear heavy breathing across the street. I'm like, you hear what? Something is like a dragon is breathing across the street. I'm like, what? So I go outside, and I'm standing out there listening. I don't hear anything, but I knew something was up because of something else that had happened. I can't, something with my dog. Well, anyway, so that is when I tell them, okay, well, just stay on the property. Y'all can stay on this acreage, but do not go anywhere. And then this other kid was supposed to come out. I don't know. And then I had made that call. And then I put the audio out, I think 2 nights in a row. Anyway, so that next day, I open up the door, and I get my audio recorder, because I totally forgot about it. So I'm playing it, and I'm making coffee. Within 5 minutes, I got that audio, and I'm like, oh, hell no. Because at first I thought, who is that barking? Because it sounded far away. And none of my neighbors were that close that had big dogs. And I thought, is that Gunner? So I played it, and I was like, oh my God. So then the kids came through the door, and that kid, I said, hey, Cameron, come here. So I played the audio for them, and their eyes got this big. I said, this is why I don't want you guys to go outside tonight. You guys got to stay here on the property. And your other friend who was supposed to come over can't come over. So let's just say that Cameron's mom came and picked him up that night. Yeah, he did not stay. And as a matter of fact, I think he peed my freaking bed. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that. But whatever. It was, I was waiting for his mom to call me to, say you scared my son, blah blah blah, but she never did. But they don't call me crazy anymore now, do they? Um, they don't. So that was an audio that I got. David Ellis from the Olympic Project cleaned that up. The public is hearing that for the first time because that's going to be in my book. So I went ahead and shared it. I don't know if it's okay or not. I don't know, but whatever, I shared it. So David Ellis has cleaned up some other audios of mine that will be in the book. I don't know what it's going to be called. I don't know when it's going to be out. That's going to be up to the publishing company. So when it's out, I will let everybody know. So my older son has moved out of the house. A lot of other things have happened. I've got a lot of crazy, like I need to do another part with you.
Part two.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could keep going and going and going, but I mean, I'll just stop at 2018 because I mean, it's just so basically, I formed a team. Me and another gal lived there in the area, and we had worked together anyway since like 2008. And she's Lakota, and me and her, would exchange stories, and she heard my audios, and I met her family, I met her son, and so now they have their own team. And I'm not with the team. So that's where Sasquatch Sisters Northwest comes in, but I mean it's just me. Instead, I have a network of people because I just I don't like to worry about like what I say affecting anyone else, and I share some really extreme things, and I don't care what people think of it because I'm not here to prove anything. I'm not here to say, hey, this isn't good enough. I'm not going to share it. I might be up in the mountains and I'll start doing a live video and say, look what I found, and then I'll share it, and then that will be taken out of context and it'll be spun. Social media.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm just because of all the things that were happening, the paranormal, like there was a lot of other things that were happening. My best friend's family is married into the Spokane tribe, so I have spent, like, that's a whole other book, the Spokane Reservation. I've spent a lot of time off the Columbia River since 2009. We do these women campouts every summer. So there's a clan over there that comes every year. Now, that stops in 2020. So from 2009 to 2019, that was my last time camping out as a women's team. I had been back many times. In fact, this summer, I hope to fly back up north or drive back up north and be off the Columbia River again. But my younger son, man, he's had some crazy things happen. Like that's like a whole other show probably. But like he called me tonight, and that kid is a freaking magnet. I've had dogman encounters, skinwalkers, shape, like I haven't even gotten into that, shapeshifters, my son's encounters, and then all the things that happened from 2018 on. I mean, like that's a whole other 2 or 3 shows.
Let's put another show together
Yeah,
here.
we'll do
sometime
another
soon.
show.
Maybe he can come
Okay,
on with you.
Yeah.
and I'll give you another audio to hear.
Awesome.
Cindy, we actually have a Dogman episode coming up next week.
Yes, we do. Local here.
Local.
In good old Maryland. Yeah.
In Maryland.
I got a couple of
Outside of an
questions.
apartment complex of all places.
Howard County. Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Up here.
So what I would like to say that I kind of like left out. So now I work with the other tribes. Like my friend at the time, she's Lakota. She taught me a lot of things, and she's had a whole lifetime of encounters too, growing up or living in the Colville National Forest area on the reservation, or I don't know if she lived on the reservation. I guess I don't remember what she said, but so because of everything that was happening, I really had to stop and take a deep dive on what the hell is going on my property, because me and my husband were not getting along. He was like this other person. My kids were acting crazy. And then I was just like in this rage sometimes. So I was convinced that I had like this attachment. So yeah, and so I had to get some help. And what I found out was insane. I had to do, like, I'm not into the clairvoyant thing. Your next show, I'm gonna share with some mind blowing stuff with you all. That is like that audio is nothing on some of these other things that have happened. Um, I have had to face some demons because they've come after my family. And in your next show, I'll go into the later years and how I research now. And so I don't research out there going out there to prove anything. I don't. I'm more of like the mind speak woo, because that is I am Indian myself, even though my tribes comes from Mexico. Nachita was my great grandmother. I work a lot with the people up there, the Spokane people especially, and then my other friends that are I don't live very far from an Indian reservation up in Usk, Washington. The Callus, not the, is it the Kalispell? The Kalispell. So I have words with a lot. They've taught me things. They've taught me how to sage my property. They've taught me how to respect the land. They've taught me how to give thanks for something when you hunt, to ask for something when you hunt. You respect the ancient ones. You respect the forest. You respect yourself. You respect your elders. You respect life. Don't take anything for granted. So I have this whole other way now of looking at things because of how my life has been. So I had to muddle through all of the spiritual stuff of what the hell is going on. And then it came back in 2021, and I'll share that on your next show because now it's gone after my kids.
Oh boy.
And let me tell you, yeah, but we'll save that for next time. And I've gotten really good at discerning a lot of things, how to shut doors on things, how to, like I said, with my trailers shaking, like what the hell is, what is that? I've had drones over my property, government drones. It went over to my neighbor's property. This was like 20,
We know all about drones.
2020, what?
Yeah, we know about drones.
All about
We
drones.
know all about drones.
Oh, really? Tell me.
Oh Lord. Well, this
What?
past Sunday night, evidently, we had just got home, picked her up from the hospital. She works at the hospital local here, and my wife, and we got in back here about, I'd say about 5 after 8 p.m. And
Mm-hmm.
my neighbor called today and asked me if I seen the drone here this past Sunday night out back here.
Mm-hmm.
I said no. He said it was about 8:10 or 8:15 p.m. I'm like, we just walked in the front door. We just Chad hasn't
Really?
heard this shit, I guess, either.
No, I haven't heard this.
Go ahead and
No,
tell the story.
he just called me about it earlier.
Yeah, and so he's telling me, he said about 10 after 8, quarter after 8 in that time frame, they're the next neighbor up on the hill here from us. And he was looking down the valley here. He said he seen something coming this way in the air. He said it was blight, it was a drone. And it got to my other neighbor over here. He's got a big horse farm. And
Uh-huh.
it said it stopped over those woods and lit it up. Okay, lit the whole
Really?
woods up there. And he said light went off and it came up this way down up our back hayfield here, went past his house, and right behind him, it's all wooded here. And then he got up past his place and said it lit that area of the woods up. I don't mean to put you to sleep.
No, no, no. I've been yawning. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm used
My
to it with
stupid
Jeff.
dogs didn't let me sleep last night.
So he
That's
said it lit it up
crazy.
behind him there, and he said he knew it was taking pictures, taking photographs of something. We don't know
Who's
what, but he said after it did that beside his house, it left and went over here by the out the way here across the roadway and over to the scout camps. There's a big Boy
Wow.
Scout camp
Yeah,
reservation over there.
it kept lighting up areas.
Yeah, it was lighting up certain areas. Like it was taking. He said, "I'm pretty sure it was taking photographs."
do
But
you
we don't.
know who that was?
No,
We know
they said it
we
was
know
a pretty
Sharon.
big. They said it was a pretty big one too.
That was actually the first time he
Really?
interrupted me tonight. I'm surprised. Only one time. Chad. But anyway, I know our law enforcement used them. They're starting to
Oh,
use them. I said, "Was it a small drone?" He said, "No, it was pretty sizable." So it had to
Wow.
be
oh wow.
a whole section of woods. You know,
Yeah.
I wonder what they were trying to take photos of.
They're probably looking for one of those peeping
yeah,
toms.
peeping tom maybe.
Yeah,
We have
peeping.
Oh,
Bigfoot activity here.
Yeah.
We have Bigfoot activity here,
that's
but I'm not saying that's what it is.
Yeah, we do have activity around here. They say we don't, they say it's, no Bigfoot around here, but this county's got probably more sightings than the rest of the state. So
This county is very,
yeah.
very well historically. It's.
So
I got a bunch of
supposedly back
questions.
in the was it 80s or 70s, Jerry, when the one got hit the
70s,
Angus cow.
70s over behind you in State
Yeah,
Park.
there was an Angus cow on two legs that got hit by someone in a car back on
Route 24 on one of them
right
sharp
behind
turns
my farm.
along the river, Deer Creek.
And yeah,
Yep. Like River Creek.
and what's his name from the Bigfoot Digest actually interviewed that guy,
Mhm.
and all he told me was that the guy's not live anymore, but he said that was an interesting interview.
I bet.
wow. That's wow.
I
Yeah,
tried to get
man.
the guy that wrote the book to talk about it, but he's not really into the subject anymore. And it seems like he's going to re-release the book, but he's staying away from
Yeah.
involving himself in it now. Unfortunately, the majority of the people in this state used to be real big into it, like Bob Chance.
Really?
Very quiet now. Yeah. Very quiet.
Very quiet about it now.
What's that say? I can't read it.
Last Sunday
can't
night
do
at
it.
9:20, I took my dog Otto to do her business, and I saw 5 UFO just above me. I ran and got my wife, and we watched them for about 10 minutes. Interesting.
Yeah, Melvin
Wow.
Melvin lives north of us, and he's
Not
seen
far.
he's seen a Bigfoot up in Pennsylvania.
He's about an hour and a half, 2 hours north of us. But,
Yeah, so
this
I
is-
have a Dogman audio too, I think.
oh yeah,
I'm not
I
sure.
didn't hear that for sure. Yeah.
We'll have to find
Huh?
out next time.
Why don't we bring her? Why don't we make the 75th? We're at, what is this? 80. What show are we on, Chad? 68. So in a few more shows, we'll have number 75, and I think we're going to reserve that for Sunday.
We'll bring her back for
We're going to have
75.
a nice long
Okay.
Cindy Goodbrake
Well,
show.
y'all we'll just have to start off just talk about the later years because
Yeah.
I mean we I've got a dogman, I've got dogman stories, my being followed by a dogman, seen a dogman, my friend, my former partner, and it's just yeah, and it's just really really crazy. And so I left a ton out, but again, seeing the time, I mean, there's just
Yeah.
no way. So now what I do is I don't try to prove anything. All I'm trying to do at this point is just to continue to communicate with them. I will tell you this: what I was shown in a vision, in a dream through remote viewing of my property. My property was remote viewed 3 times. Each target was hit, boom, boom, boom. By Jessica Jones twice,
That's
and then by a lady in Australia. Jessica, hey, I'm gonna tell you, I was on her show yesterday.
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't watch it yet.
Okay, well, I was kind of spaced out of it, so and hey, I would just tell y'all, I'm ADD, and sometimes like I will just like skip around, and then like people in the comments will be like,
Right
"This
here.
lady can't follow the story."
I have
Say
about 10
what?
questions if I can find them. I have about 10 questions. I got to go back and find your.
Yeah, Jerry deals
Okay.
with me on a regular basis, so he knows how that is.
So that was why at the beginning of the show I was like, oh my god, pressure, like ask the questions. So I might have skipped around, but anyway, because like that question is like, where are these ideas and what state? I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing it again.
Chad had about 25 questions, but he gave up. I'm just kidding. I
Oh.
love it when a person can come on and just
Yep.
go.
Yeah.
I love it. That
You
makes it
either
perfect.
you either have guests
Yep.
that they can take the show off and do it all by themselves.
Yep.
Where you've got guests that say one thing and then they're quiet. So you've got to come prepared with questions. And hey, if you don't have to ask them, that's great with
That's
me.
perfectly fine. But you, the kid, did that kid hear that scream live or just when you played it for him?
So that was around 12:40 a.m. because I checked on the kids and I placed the audio recorder out, and I remember I was watching a movie and I was going to bed, so I saw the time and it was like 12:40 a.m. So, and that was within 5 minutes of me putting it outside. So it happened between 12:40 and 12:50 a.m. and they were in the toy hauler. So I don't know if they heard it, but I played it for them, and well, he peed the bed and he went home. So
Gotcha. And Don Donaldson, has Cindy ever had a dog killed by them?
no, but the one that you heard in that audio was a rogue. We figured out because my friend. So what? Okay, so what I left out was the next morning when I heard the audio, I stood up and I was like, "Oh hell no!" That pissed me off. I got my dog gunner because what I do is every time I get a new animal, I said this. I will go out into the woods. I go across the street and I go to my backwoods and I just say, "This is Gunner. He is off limits." And I did that. I did that with every single animal. I did that with my horse, every single horse. After I found my horse's manes touched and I found the tracks there. Oh, I also forgot. I found a feed bag that had been left a trail of feed and it was all the way back to the property. I found it like later, like just so I wanted to sell my house. I forgot to tell you about my house being slop, but we'll save that for next time. That was 2017. That was what made me started audio recording. But yeah, so that kid, I don't know if he heard it, but I know he heard it. I mean, they were right there. Maybe 2 acres over was my dog. So where that happened. So I don't know if he heard it, but I know he heard it when I played it. So I don't know. But I don't I introduce every animal on my property. And so when that happened with Gunner, I put his leash on him, his halter, and I walked him to the end of the driveway and I walked across the street with him. And he right away was doing this. He was backing up and he was crouched down. And I said, "This is Gunner. He is off limits." And then I could just feel the stare. And the land across the street goes down like this. I could feel them staring at me. And I walked over to where he was scratching, and the fence had been pulled back from the bottom, like the ranch fencing. So inside the fence, he had dug a hole trying to get out. So on the outside, the fence had been pulled back. I'm like, I don't think so. So I introduced him at that time. And then after that, I just try to remember when I get a new animal, just to introduce them to the property so that they don't cross my boundary lines. The one that was in the audio was a rogue one, and I asked the clan or the local ones to escort that one out. We never heard it again. The kids spent 2 nights in the RV, and I think the next night I let them go walking down the road, and they came back and they said they heard like moaning, kind of like sad moaning. And I've heard that many times. So there's so much activity. And here, my son lives in our house up there. Um, and he just said, I was up on the mountain and I heard the loudest wood knock and it rang throughout the valley. And he just said, I got out of there. And then when he got closer to his truck, He heard it again, and it rang loud. Now, this is a kid. I haven't told y'all about his encounters. I'll see if he wants to. He doesn't do any shows or anything like that. So I'll see if next time if either I can record him and then we'll play it.
Mhm. That's fine.
So yeah, but so anyway, hopefully I didn't go too
Oh,
off
you're fine.
topic.
I'm still.
Cindy,
Uh,
we've gone over
I-
we've gone to 3 hours and some before, so it's not.
Oh, really? Because I'm like, oh my God, I better shut up.
oh, you're fine. Patrick wants to know if you're near the Sawtooth Mountains.
If
No.
I'm new to what?
Near the Sawtooth Mountains.
No, that's central Idaho. I am close to the Canadian border.
Yeah,
Look
you're
up.
further up.
I'm way up. Like Canada is an hour and a half. Like
You're near Coeur d'Alene, aren't you?
I'm 45 minutes north of Coeur d'Alene.
Okay. Yeah.
Close to Sandpoint.
Yeah, I've got some friends that used to go mountain lion hunting up in Coeur d'Alene.
Yep. I've been chased out of Tubbs Hill too on Coeur d'Alene as well. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of things have happened and just like, so because, I'm old now, I'm 61.
It's not old.
I wanted to,
That's not old. Trust me.
Don't say that's
not
old.
old. You're not
I
old.
mean, my
58.
memory, seriously, I just, like the night at Boykin Springs, I can't remember. I've had to ask Bear, I've had to ask Kumbo over and over. Bear almost gave me a new, never mind, we're on. I almost said a new, I can't say that on social media. He
boy.
cussed me out and said, how many times I gotta tell you this story? Write it down. I said, yes, sir, I will write it down. So anyway, yeah. So next time I come back, I just remind me, or I'll have to write it down because I'll forget that we'll go into the, just my kid, my younger son, everything, the skinwalker, the shapeshifter stories, the dog man, my neighbor that I think is a werewolf. It's a joke. Hey, I'm telling you what, this guy been backing me. He's a ex army. I don't know, man. When my dog takes off, stupid gunner, and he takes off through the back, this past year, I had to go chase him. And there's my neighbor out on his property, and I caught Gunner, but here he comes, and I'm like, oh hey, and man, I'm short, so he's looking down at me with these beady green, amber yellow eyes, and there's that. So I'm big into the quantum physics of it now because I've seen them in front of me. I've got pictures. A lot of people like this is normal where I live. When you talk about the Sabe, when you talk about the Sasquatch, when you talk about them doing interdimensional things, like I don't have a problem talking about this. So they it's to them it's not too unusual. But I fought it for a long time. All the paranormal crap that was happening on my property, I fought it. And it's just, I mean, it's unreal how, because it's not just Sasquatch. There's an ancient energy. There's an ancient energy. There's Dogman. There's Skinwalkers. There's shapeshifters. There's little people. There's the land energy spirits that have connected to me. And I've had to clean my land like 3 or 4 times, like where someone comes onto my land because I can't do it because it's exhausting, saging and saging and staging because there's darkness where there's good, there's darkness. And because I live on sacred land, the whole area, it just needs constant cleaning. And I have a different perspective. My mountain, Hoodoo, somebody named it that, the Indians did. And I've had this one lady call me and she said there was this white thing up there. And then my former research partner said she saw this white thing. My son had a encounter with a pterodactyl. Like, it's insane. Thunderbirds, like, we'll get into that next time. I'll just have to remember.
Cool. That'll be exciting.
I've heard
one
some
more.
stories about thunderbirds and pterodactyls.
Yeah. One more question. Any glyphs under any of the TP structures you've seen?
Yes, many, but I never did stop to learn about those. And Luke Gross knows a lot about that. And
Yeah.
now that I'm here, we've actually met up once. But I had a Bigfoot event here at my house. It was just my friends. I had like 15 people here. He did a presentation and he spoke about just different things. But he's very educated in that. I don't know how much he doesn't really talk about it too much. So, but
Yeah.
there are other people that do, like, they understand the glyph, but I don't know a lot about that. Do you?
No.
Not really. He told us that when he started doing stuff, he figured out what they liked and what they didn't like. Because they would just go tear stuff up if they didn't
If
like
they didn't.
what we put up there.
Yeah. So next time around, because I had to fill y'all out, I have to save the real woo stuff for later, because I wasn't sure how much of y'all were gonna say, call the hospital, or we're gonna lock her up, please.
No. We're open. We're open to
Earlier,
everything.
Northwest Cryptid asked,
Yes.
or Hillary did, excuse me. But Northwest Cryptid mentioned earlier that there were white ones around you. Have you seen any white ones or Bigfoot?
Yes, with blue eyes, and I'll tell you all about that next time.
Okay.
Don't spoil it, Chad.
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Next week's encounter story is actually a white.
Yes, a white dog man.
Ooh.
Be back here 8:15 p.m. next Tuesday.
Yeah.
We got a Maryland witness, and we probably would just hear the
Ooh,
voice.
I want to watch that.
Yeah.
Very interested in that.
Well,
she's not from Maryland. I think she's from Oklahoma, but she lives here now.
Yes. I didn't see
in Maryland. Somewhere from the south.
Wow.
I think she wants to go back to the south, but I don't blame her.
Yeah.
On down.
Yep.
So I'm in East Texas right now, and I've been to Boykin already twice. I've been to Falk again, and I've been up to Honobie a couple of times. If y'all haven't been to the Bigfoot Museum in Tallahena, it's been moved to Clayton, Idaho. Tanya Kordick is like one of my best friends now, so I really love her. Me and her resonate quite on the same level, and I can just be myself around her and around. So I don't go on expeditions anymore. I just go on, where I have like-minded people. In fact, I just had some crazy things happen. I didn't even tell y'all about it. We saw eyes glowing. Did I tell y'all that? No, I didn't tell you.
No.
Wow. Okay. Well, we'll save it. You want me to tell you now?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Jeff's still awake. We're good.
Are y'all bored?
No.
So.
You gotta scratch my neck a certain amount of times before it happens.
Well, you're already starting to scratch.
Oh, okay. I'll have to remember
You're the
that.
one yawning, going to sleep.
I know, it's because my stupid cats, man, had a rave party at 3 a.m. last night. I couldn't sleep. This stray like, I'm not a cat person. When I was up in Idaho, I'm gonna have to write all this down. Man, I think next time we're gonna be on 3 hours, so y'all gonna have to cut me off or I won't shut up.
Hey, we got a record.
Okay, so
she might be the one.
Oh yeah, ask the outlaws. If you can't sleep, call me. I'll talk you to death. I'll talk you to sleep. So we
get her and Jumbo on here. We might break 8 hours.
I know, right? He can just keep the story flowing from smoothly.
Well, Roger Williams had him on there for 6 hours.
Over 6 hours
one night.
Seriously,
break.
I can.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did
We're
over
gonna break
6
that record.
hours
We're gonna
on
break
one
that record.
on one show. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! And people stayed and watched the whole thing.
I fell asleep and woke up
Okay.
again and caught the
Ah,
end of it, I think.
Who was it? It was Kumbo, Greg, and Roger, right?
and Pat, not Pat, Joe Parker.
Joe
Oh,
Parker.
okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
my gosh!
And Greg.
Wow!
And
Wow!
Greg was on there too.
Okay, real quick, I got another question just jumped in here. Have you ever had anything around Paris, Texas, or Cooper Lake?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think no, that was Sulphur Springs. Cooper Lake. I've seen that every time I come home from Honobi. I think I've been to Cooper Lake, but I think I don't remember. I think Cooper Lake rings a bell, but I think it involved me slapping myself because I was getting eaten by mosquitoes, and then something happened. I don't remember anything significant, so sorry.
We
Okay,
actually
so
got a friend that lives right there in Texas, like right on the Arkansas border. What area is that steamboat's in, Jerry? It's like Lake Wright Patman, isn't it?
I don't remember. He's right.
Lake
It's
Ray Roberts.
No, Patman.
Oh,
Patman.
okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I know Pat Mays. I know the Cooper one there because I see it coming home from Paris coming back from Southeast Oklahoma because it's 2.5 hours from here where I live. I'm by Lake Tawakoni
Yeah.
outside of Terrell.
He's like right on
Quinlan.
the Arkansas border.
Yeah. What's his name? Can you say his name? Maybe I know him.
Eric Reed. He goes by Steam.
Who?
Eric Reed. He goes by Steamboat.
Don't know him. Interesting. We might have to meet up. So so I was up in Honobi with Tanya and another individual, and there was nobody else around. It was a private residence, and it's like 50 acres, but it's a so we were at this location, and one of the people that was there got there on Friday, and so he walked the woods where we were parked because I slept in my truck, and he had gone down to the woods and he had tracked all the way in there, and he saw the creek beds that were dry, the other sloughs that were running through there. And so I didn't get there till Saturday, and I actually got to the museum first, and then me and Tanya, we didn't get there till dark. So but we parked where our friend Dino was parked, and he was telling us where he had scattered out. So then, like I said, what we used to do, I don't do that anymore. I mean, I still do scientific expeditions. I still do that. I still measure. I still cast sometimes, but that is for me or to show, like, oh, this is so long, or this big. But I'm not trying to get any kind of like evidence or anything like that. So when we arrived there, I set out my intention, which is my intention is I just want to get to see you. I want to hear you. If you would show yourself, that's going to depend on what level everyone was there at. Like I would have been fine with it. What we ended up experiencing that night was a lot of I asked, can you let us know if you're here? Oh heck, they were breaking up stuff, and then nothing had happened till me and Tanya got there, which is so funny because Dino has been in this field. He's a guy. He actually lives at Fort Hood. His wife is in the military. He was in the Navy. But this guy is so awesome, so down to earth. He's very like observant, he's very thorough, and when he talks, he describes the situation or the incident like well. So when he was telling us about the geography out there, how the land rolled down, because we're on a ridge up there in Honobi out there. No, I'm sorry, in Neshoba. I didn't go to Honobi till the following day, but that night we were sleeping in Neshoba, and we saw glowing eyes. And the one thing I do not like is when they crawl on their bellies. I will just
Yeah.
hit the road. That
Yeah.
freaks me out.
Yep.
So we saw the glowing eyes, and then it looked like they were coming closer. And then at one point, they seemed to like crouch down, like there was two sets, and one set just crouched down, and they just continued to make the noise. And it was the meteors were falling, and I slept in my truck. It was cold. And then the next day I went to Honobi because it's just all different. And I went to the store, then I went in the woods scouting around a little, but I didn't have a lot of time. And I got ran out from those woods just this past Sunday. I was just hearing thrashing around. I was like, okay, I'm out. And then I started heading back to the truck, and then they got me. I was like, son of a.
Mhm.
And then I got in my truck, and then I started throwing up because they didn't want me there. I get it so bad. Ask Kumbo. Kelly would get so sick, then I would get like a look. I would get very sick. Kelly would get more sick, and I still get sick to this day. So, and then I drove around some more, and I looked around some more, and a lot of things are different, and I'm just like, dang, it's all commercialized now. And I'm glad I got to have the experiences at these places before they became famous. Boykin Springs, we made, I think the Bigfoot Outlaws made famous. Lori discovered that place. And then Brown Springs, Honobi. I mean, I'm glad I was there. And then after I moved, they stopped that Bigfoot festival over there in Honobi. I never have been to one, so that it's wild. So anyway, thank you guys for having me on so much. You can find me on Facebook, Cindy Ann Bueno. I tried to take the Bueno out of there, but it won't let me. Goodbrake. And then I do have a page, Sasquatch Sisters Northwest. You can find me on there, and I just have a lot of stuff and a lot of other. I've got footprint photos that are massive. Again, my younger son found a couple of years ago in October again. He puts his right foot in the right footprint, and then you can see it outlined. His foot is in it. It's wild. But yeah, I'll share all that with y'all
Yeah,
next time.
absolutely. Send it all over. We'll have a
Another
75th. Just bring one for the 75th. We'll just
Yeah.
we'll clear our schedules for a long night.
I actually just friended you on Facebook, so I'll check the stuff out.
Okay.
We gotta work on. We gotta get on the putting the man on for the big episode.
Oh, Kumba.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's so funny. I was interviewing him, and I'll tell you what, man. He's probably gonna kill me for saying this on air, but man, it was like, I sent him some questions, and I was like, hey, did you do it? Hey, did you do it? Oh no, I'll get around to it. Hey, did you do it? Hey, did you do it? No, I'll get around to it. I told my husband, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I'm bothering him. And he's like, I'll just call him again. And so I texted him, did you do it? He's like, I'll get to it. I'm like, oh my God, finally. 17
pages.
17 pages of, that's going to be like, I'm going to keep that. I'm going to sell that one day. No, just kidding.
And every interview you ever see with him, there's always the whole interview is an adventure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. He is. I was really lucky that I got to know and meet him in the very, very beginning. I mean, I was younger, and I moved faster. I could. Now I need my sleep. If I want to hear something, I just put an audio recorder out. I don't need to stay up.
He just turned 70.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I used to be 30 something running around in these woods, and also back here where I live by Lake Tawakoni, they come up to my backwoods. Heck, I had a friend here just last couple of weeks ago. She's like, oh my God, I got pictures of them sticking their heads out from the back shed. I'll send them to you. It's crazy.
Wow.
Just Here, yeah, I'm telling you, wherever I go, I can call him out.
Spectacles on now.
It's wild.
That's interesting. All right, we're looking forward to the next show for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to hear and see.
Well, thanks a lot. So I've
Thank
gone
you.
from flesh and blood to quantum physics. I guess you can say
Yeah.
that. So, cuckoo.
So if I ask you one last question, obviously you went from flesh and blood to quantum physics. I swear I could have swore somebody was just talking to me, but anyway, I ain't speak.
Oh yeah, I'm sending you a silent message right now.
Define what they are to you.
What they are to me, they are an ancient race that has been around before we have. There's different types. There's there's the ones up north that are like the more ancient ones that have taught me. Like the ones down here, that was just the platform of preparation. So when I moved up north, I was introduced to the wilder side of it, and I fought it for a long time. And because of all that I went through, and the other things I'm going to tell y'all, why I think they are a people. So I call them a people. I don't, people have different feelings about Melba Ketchum's research. Um, and I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm not a scientist. I just know what I have seen with my own eyes. I've known the way they have looked at me, the way they scream when my dogs took off and they were trying to tell me, the way they got mad at me because I would not listen to them about my dogs. And so they took my dog's collar off. That's another story. It's one of those shock collar things from on a wireless system. They ripped the collar off and they put it where I would find it. That is not an ape. That is something different. I do know that there's different types up there. I know there's well, at least where I live, it's all indigenous. It's legend and lore, and I haven't even touched on the UFOs encounters that happened to me, and what the Sasquatch did with that, and what the UFO did, and what was revealed to me about Hoodoo Mountain. I mean, it gets wild. And also, since being back down here in Texas, I went to the back pasture 2 Decembers ago with a new dog, a freaking stray that I found down the road. These stupid Texas people, lock your damn dogs up. I swear. We're here on a county road, which I don't like, but whatever it is, way back there is where I escaped. I found this dog and she just took off, and I went to go chase her, and they popped out from behind the shed. I mean, not like, oh, hey, let's go have coffee. But I stopped. Again, that energy stopped me, and I just stopped. And I was like, whoa. And then I grabbed my phone and I started filming. Then I put it down and I saw this head go like this. And I said, Daisy, come here. Come here. And of course, she didn't listen. So I was walking up closely and I said, leave now. Just leave. Because I wasn't sure if it was Dogman or Sasquatch. And I just wanted to get my dog. And so I just kind of smacked Daisy. I looked back and then I just ran back to the first pasture, and then I was looking at the photos later and I was shocked. I saw like 4 of them looking out from a shed, and it was all fine. And so then I went back out there and I said, well, then show me some more, and I'll tell you all about what's happened to me since down here too. So anyway, so to me there are people, my long ADD version, what I just explained to y'all, and there are different types. And I think that there are some government manipulated versions as well.
Amen.
I've had
Yep. I agree
Yes,
with that.
there is. There's even Dogman. All of the cryptids have been messed with, and then there's the original pure. I call them the purebred ones, and then there's the interbred ones. Like these people, these cryptids here in the South, man, they just got that three-toed thing going on, right? Like, damn, cousin, and cousin got together, and this is the offspring. So I don't know. There's different types. But the ones that I deal with mainly up north, I just think that they're an ancient people.
Yep.
And a lot of people have a hard time with that, and that's okay. But hey, put yourself in my shoes.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I understand. Okay. Cool. Chad.
Yeah.
I guess that's it. Until next time.
Hey, I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to it. The Dogman stuff, heck yeah. UFOs.
Yeah.
Oh,
By all
Yeah,
means. I'm sorry. Go
So they even woke me up from inside my house, which has never happened one night. But and then so that is I even have a video, and I say the F word, so I don't know if y'all can play it. But I'll
Hey,
send that to you,
you're
and
not
then
the first person that said the F word on one of the videos. So
That's okay.
oh no. Well, I'll send it to you, and there's a whole story behind it that involves
It's always a
UFOs
female.
and the,
yeah, you can hear
huh?
Maggie Johnson during her Dogman
Yeah.
incident when she's cussing.
It's always a female using the F bomb in the video. It's hilarious.
Oh, F yeah, I
Unless it's one
agree.
of them guys. Unless it's one of them guys from New York,
Oh,
So yeah, this is not a hobby. This is a lifestyle.
yeah.
I have learned who I am through my people. I'm 45% indigenous through the South Texas tribes, the Karankawa, all the way down to the Aztecs and the Mayans. My great grandmother was a healer. She went by Nachita. Her real name was Anastasia, but they called her Nachita. That was like her. I don't know. I think it was what they called her natively speaking. I mean, I don't know. My best friend's family is all Spokane tribal, and I've practically lived on that reservation every summer. So, yeah, my life has just been changed completely. But I have had to deal with the ugly too, and I'm still battling that right now. As a matter of fact, I want to fly home and I want to clean the property again because of what the crap. I almost said a bad word. The crap they're trying to pull right now. Not the Bigfoot, just the other things out there. Just anyway. But we can go into that later. So, but thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
yeah.
on. Wow. Looking forward to show 75. Show 75. Put it in your calendar, Jeffrey, Chad.
What
So-
are we
So-
on today?
What's that?
tonight?
68 today. So it won't be long. She'll have a little time
Okay.
to breathe.
Just let me know, and I promise
Oh,
I
yeah.
hope that I won't be yawning. Sorry. I'm old. Like I should be in bed. I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm the youngest one here, and I'm ready for bed.
Yep.
That's too funny. So
I'm 36, but I work a lot of crazy hours, and I'm always dealing with stupid stuff. So
Chad and I are pushing the big 6-0s. So
Yep.
well,
you guys are getting there. You got a couple years left.
I don't have a couple.
well,
You got 2.
No, I don't. I got less than 2.
y'all are just babies. I'll be 62 next year, and hey, I'm getting my Social Security while we can.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Don't blame you.
Don't wait for the
I'm not
government.
waiting till.
I'm gonna have to start going over there and loading all of Jerry's wood pellets for him.
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Coming soon. Coming soon. I got to go get a ton or 2. Yep.
Yeah, and you gotta get that. You need a damn shoulder surgery, boy.
Yeah, that's all right. I'll manage. It's okay.
I had my rotator cuff fixed. That
Mine needs
that
screw
was
replacement.
Yeah,
that was crazy. That was painful when I.
Jerry's got one
Broke
hell of
my-
a shoulder tear.
Oh man. So, any other questions or anything?
No, it's chat's calm. So
Chat was flying earlier. I think we missed a bunch of them, but we.
I didn't see.
Oh man, why didn't y'all? Y'all should have told me to shut up and ask the questions.
I'm not going to tell you to shut up. I'm going to let you talk. That's fine. We got the the big questions I could
Yeah.
go back and catch. So that's all good. But,
Oh, okay.
Everybody
Can you
75.
enjoyed it.
scroll?
We've got a
Huh?
great group of people in here, so they all loved it.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I don't see one complaint. So yeah, they definitely are looking forward to show 75. So
Yeah, they
we'll
definitely
get
are.
that going.
Okay.
And I will be in
Yeah.
touch with you beforehand to get photos and
We
whatever else.
kick all the complainers out.
Hey, I'm not going to change. I'm all over the place some nights. It just depends if I had enough coffee. Who's pissed me off? It just depends. You know, did I have my vitamins? I don't know. Sometimes I'm on point all the way, and then I'll, skip around. And well, apparently I was on Jessica Jones' show yesterday, and someone said on their comments, there's always got to be that person, right? They said,
Oh yeah.
this lady can't follow something. And I said, that's because I'm ADD, Betty, and I'm 61. So if you followed the whole thing, well, good for you.
I'm
Good job.
36 and I can't follow anything.
Oh, no.
I got
Just
ADD
don't.
too, and it's bad.
We
Well,
know this, Jeffrey.
try ashwagandha and lion's mane. That'll really help you
I've
focus.
been using the lion's mane mushroom coffee, so I gotta drink more of it.
That's perfect. That's what I do in the morning, and that stuff is amazing. Every year they have the Sasquatch family reunion up in Kettle Falls, Washington. That's an hour and a half from where I live in North Idaho. Come here, Beth. Come on. Come on. Say goodbye. My chihuahua wants to hop up here. But anyway. So yeah, I mean, I hope to go back home in June, and I've got some shows going on that I want to do, but I don't know. We'll see, because my father-in-law is at that point in life too where he can't be alone, but he can some days, and then so I don't know.
Know all about it.
We're all gonna get to that point sometime in our life.
Yep. It's no fun.
Yeah, sucks, but it's part of life. So part of the circle of life.
Pretty much.
Justin's right. Squirrel.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is a white chihuahua.
Oh, okay.
This is-
yeah.
This
Oh,
is
we got to
Buff.
see the puppy.
Yeah.
Also known as a white dog man.
Got to get a close up of the puppy.
Oh. Okay. Well, yes. Just tell me the dates. Just contact me, and then I'll just make it happen.
Okay.
Cool.
We'll be in touch.
All right. Well, thanks
it
for
won't be
having me
long.
on.
The only talking
Thanks for
7
being
more
here.
shows. 7 more shows.
Thanks. I had a good time. I'm sure I was a little off point on a couple, but oh well.
It was
You
perfect.
did
good.
fine.
Good show.
You did fine.
Looking forward to show 75.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks.
All right. Chat, we appreciate everybody being in here. 2 hours and 18 minutes tonight. Wow.
Yeah. Thanks,
She would be-
moderators.
Yeah.
She would be very easy to break that record with. So
Say what?
we could break that 6-hour record with you, I'm sure.
I might have to take a nap.
Jeff, you have to take a nap with the 2-hour show.
I've taken an
Really?
hour. I've taken at least an hour nap in the middle of the show sometimes. So
Seriously? That's too
we
hilarious.
just put him backstage until
they
he
just
wakes
put me
up.
backstage
again.
for a while, and then if I wake up, they might put me back on.
Oh my gosh.
When I
Man,
got sick a couple weeks ago, and Mark Green was on, they put me backstage, and I woke up and I was like, "Shit, I'm backstage. I guess I better get off of here." So I went and laid down.
that is okay. Well, don't fall asleep on me, or I won't do any more podcasts.
It has nothing to do with the guest. It's just I'm done. That's what.
I know. Well,
See?
whew, holy crap.
It's
Yeah.
contagious.
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, well, maybe you can get Kumbo on with me, and I'll just let him talk.
Well, let's plan on show 100. We'll get them both on show 100. That's all we need. Those two will carry it 10 hours probably. So
Bigfoot Outlaw. Yeah,
I
get
don't even-
that
Lori.
would be awesome.
We wouldn't even need to come on the show at that point.
Well, I was going to say, I'm going to get me a cardboard cutout of myself just to set in front of the screen.
Why?
Well, then I could sleep while they're talking and they just keep waking.
Come on now.
We'll just
More
put
fun
her.
live.
We'll get her and Kumbo and Greg, and we'll just.
Lord
It'll
have
be
mercy.
like an audiobook, Jerry.
Oh Lord. I can hear
Yeah.
my husband now. She talks a lot.
Hey,
You have to tell her you have to cut her off.
Greg actually goes out with Kumbo now, so Greg's been
Yeah.
going out with him for the last
Yeah.
few years.
Well, I haven't seen Kumbo in forever, so I would love to. I know we were talking about maybe putting something together, going back to somewhere. I won't say, but anyway. But
I
yeah,
keep
guys,
getting
thanks.
told when I go to Alabama that I'm supposed to get the tour of the Kumbo Taj Mahal
Land.
over there. So when I, yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to. I've never been to his place. He's never. I mean, like I said, that was over 20 something years ago. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know how far I've been to Alabama before, but I don't know. It's just these days, it's all about the family. So I
we
do
know a
things.
lot of people in Alabama now, and
yeah.
we could go to pretty much anywhere in this state.
Yeah.
Well, y'all should come up to North Idaho when I'm there and camp out, and I'll take you where there's dragons and pterodactyls and Bigfoot and Dogman
Shit.
There you
Well,
and
go.
it's like a hop, skip,
giants.
and jump across country, right?
I'll bring my
Hey, oh hell no. Grizzly bear, a grizzly bear will say, "Check out that white boy. I'm gonna go get him.
Hey.
I'm gonna have me some."
I can
I'm gonna
handle
have.
bear. I can handle bears.
All right, now don't go shooting one because they will make it a federal
I know. I'm not
investigation.
talking about the brownies, but I got a collection.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, I see. Well, yeah.
But yeah,
Dang.
I don't mess with brownies and grizzlies. That's a whole different. That's a whole different thing.
Well, I don't know what kind of brownie you're talking about, but
Well, brown bears, which is what they call
Not the good ones.
coastal.
brownies, right. And
Yeah.
then my friend sent me a picture of a grizzly up in Sandpoint that was in her garden, and it was
You
in
gotta
her
have them near you. They gotta be up where you are.
in Idaho.
Yeah, they gotta be close.
Yeah, they are close by, but they say there is one up on Hoodoo Mountain. See, here's the Ponderay River. Here's Hoodoo Mountain, and there's a Ponderay. The grizzlies are really all on the other side,
Yeah.
but they coming through Montana on this side, through Bayview.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but I mean, it's not like an hour up the road where I'd like to go to Priest Lake, and then there's Canada.
Yeah.
Priest, there's a lot of them there, so we have to be
Well,
really,
when we
really
bear
careful.
hunt in Maine for black bears, they've told us on several occasions that they've caught grizzlies coming across the border from
In
Canada
Maine?
into Maine. Yeah.
Wow,
Uh-huh.
that's amazing, because I've never heard of
About that.
grizzly bears in Maine.
Well, you know what our
Have
guide
you?
told us? He's like, grizzly bear doesn't know what a border crossing is.
I know, right? It's not a illegal. It's not. He's not a illegal immigrant
We're
or.
gonna have a game warden stand there. No, sir. Turn around. Go back that way.
Cross the Rio Grande,
Yeah.
cross the Rio Grande. Yeah. Well, guys, any other questions? Because I'm gonna go take my gummy to go to bed.
There you go.
Nope, that's it.
Say what?
That's it. We're done. That's it.
Yeah,
We're
we'll
gonna go
get
ahead.
you on again soon.
Yeah, we'll definitely share 75. We'll get
we got a
that
lot of
set up.
stuff to do.
Yeah, he's starting to fall asleep again there.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
starting to fall
We're
asleep.
used to it. We just ignore him.
Someone needs to put him
I
to
don't
bed.
need a gummy tonight. I'm tired enough. I don't need one.
Well, I take
I
one
don't know.
every night because I have to go. I don't like to. I'm a light sleeper. Hey, I'm telling you, all these years being out in the woods, I think my brain's fried. I really, 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 really do.
I can
think my
still
brain.
go out there and fall asleep. I might wake up to hearing something making gibberish while I'm in the hammock, but I just listen for a while and go back to sleep.
That was my cue. Whew.
I
Knocked me
will
good.
not sleep in a hammock. Hell no. I
I've
gotta
heard
stay
some
inside my
crazy
bed.
stuff outside that hammock. You know what I do? I go back to sleep.
You sound like my kid. Yeah. Jeez. He goes back to sleep instead of coming home. That's insane. So, well, okay. I'm sorry you couldn't ask me those other questions because
That's
I
like,
was
yeah,
running.
They weren't really questions, more like
I got
Oliver
crazy
just come.
brain too.
You what?
I have crazy brain too. I understand.
Well, it's been fun, guys. So I guess just contact me for the
Yeah.
date. Let
Yep.
me know, and I'll be looking forward to it.
Yep, we'll touch base with you.
We always get a lot of guests that we end up needing to have for a second.
Oh, we got a list of them. Got to
Yeah.
go back to. That's okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
They got
Well,
good
I'm gonna
stuff.
get out of here and go get my nighttime wine shot
hey,
and
all right.
go to bed. I'm starting to dunk off now.
Yep. All
Well,
righty.
thank you again for being
We
here.
appreciate you coming on, Cindy.
Well, thanks
If
a
you-
lot.
Few more weeks, guys and gals. We'll be back with Cindy. Show number
Yep.
75. Keep that in mind. Everybody in chat, thank you. We love y'all. Keep your prayers up for Greg. Got to
Yeah.
get him all healed back up. And
Pray for my sanity. Pray
yeah,
for
Jeff,
dog.
pray for Jeffrey's little doggy. Get all healed up and everything. So
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
everybody later.
And everybody else, we'll see you next Tuesday, 8:15 p.m.
For the Dog Man episode.
Dog Man
Ooh.
episode. All right. See you then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Good night.